All right, so welcome to CAB 6640. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We lost 2 precious minutes. Promise this will not happen again. And so this is the spring semester. This is CAB 6640. It's natural language processing or understanding of natural language or computer understanding of natural language. And so my name is David Mohaisen. I'm a full professor of computer science here at UCF. This is my 9th year. For some of you who have taken classes with me, I teach 1 course each semester. This is the springish semester, springish course offering. And so the kind of point of this lecture today is to just go over the syllabus, set out the expectations of this course for this session, the in-person session, and just like have the recording for those who are taking the V modality. So the syllabus overview is going to be basic information, contents, policies, assessments, project topics, classroom etiquette, and then I will be very happy to answer any questions that you might have. So by the end of this lecture, you should be able to kind of know the basic information about this course, the personnel, meeting time, office hours, means of communication, overall set of topics that we will cover in this class, attendance policies, graded components, and grade distribution, and then just general policies that you have to adhere to. You also have a chance to ask questions. So again, this is computer understanding of natural language or natural language processing. I'm David Mohaisen. My office is in HEC, so I have to run to here. I not really kind of understand how far this building is from HEC, but my office is at 207, and you are here, so you know that the meeting for the in-person session is going to be Tuesday, Thursday, noon to 15 past 1, and then the office hour is going to be just like 45 minutes after this meeting on Tuesday. It has been the norm that my office hours are poorly utilized. I'm not sure if this is just that I'm being very sufficient and efficient in the classroom, or students not really like to come to my office. Either way, I will have 1 office hour time, and then as we progress in the semester, we will adjust as needed. The office hour is going to be in person, and I will have the Zoom link. The same Zoom link is going to be zoom.mohaisen.me. I'm going to be opening that Zoom link for those who want to chat if they are not able to come in person. Email is the best way of communication. This is deviation from the previous norms that we had for other classes. So email is the preferred method for communication. So if you have any issues, put the number of the course in the subject line and then shoot me an email. And I typically respond within 48 hours. We are here. So it took me a while to figure out the location of this lecture, but this is 0307. Johan, stand up. So Johan is a PhD student. He's a second year PhD student.
Yeah, I'm a second year PhD
student, and he's going to be our TA.
My PhD advisors, and I'll be the DTA for this course. So if you have any questions, I'm ready to help.
Great. So thanks, Johan. So Johan is going to be mostly responsible for grading the assignments and may or may not help with other components like the project and the exams, but he will be mostly responsible for the assignments, 28% or 24% of the grade. There is no prerequisite for this course. So if you are here, you are here. No textbook. Material of the lectures, material of this course is going to be basically the slides that we have here and some assigned readings. The initial set of topics that we have had in this class are kind of following the structure of the course that was offered by Chris Manning at Stanford, CS 224, and a couple of years ago. And since then, we have just diverted from their offering of the course to kind of make it more application heavy rather than the theory heavy offering at Stanford. We will talk about the topics that we will cover today, but ethics, bias, etc. are going to be subject of significant debate. So more on that is going to be in this course. And the project assignment exams are all new and tailored to you. So I really get pissed off when I just see like my material is published on this like Course Hero or something. If you are in this class, don't do that. But anyway, you create some work for me, and I create new assignments. And I noticed that the assignments become more challenging as I become more like familiar with my content. And so maybe if you want to think of it positively, think of the next generation of students who are going to take the class to not make it more challenging for them. Okay. Okay. So let's go over the contents, modules, and contents. So we have 8 modules, and this is designed in a way that we will have 4 modules, then midterm, then 4 modules, then midterm, and then we go away. So the first module is going to be foundations of NLP, then neural models for classification and prediction, then language models, then alternative neural architectures and representation units, then natural language generation and inference, then meaning, discourse, semantics, and generalization, then LLMs, and then ethics and responsible NLP. Okay, so those are the modules. What is under each module? So we will have lectures. We will have 24 lectures in total. Each module is going to have 3 lectures, and each 3 lectures will have an assignment. Each module is going to have an assignment. So you can imagine we have, in this course, we have the same number of assignments we had in the previous course. Can somebody remind me how many assignments we had? How many? 6, yeah. 6 assignments. 6 assignments. So we have 6 assignments here also, and we have like a little bit of kind of a tweak because to kind of follow the schedule, we have a little bit of kind of bonus here, bonus there, so that everybody just gets the grade that they need or want in the process. So we'll have like assignments on each of those kind of modules, like module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you can imagine that there are more or less 2 bonus assignments. You do them if you want. Okay. So what is under each of those modules? So we have module 1. We will go over foundations of natural language processing. This is going to be next lecture. We'll go over history, type of tasks that natural language processing treats, and the linguistic kind of level of each of those tasks. Then we'll get into the recent advances of NLP, and when we talk about recent advances, we talk about like the last 15 years or so. We'll talk about distributional semantics and word embeddings, and we will exemplify that with word to Vic and the internal operation of word to Vic. That is going to be lecture 3. Lecture 4 is going to be learning and evaluation of word representations, including optimization, negative sampling, and sense ambiguity for where word to Vic does not really work. Then module 2 is going to be more recent advances, moving from statistical type of language models into the neural network-based language models, which are the state of the art now, or I guess where they are, the foundations for the state of the art. Everything that we know today of LLMs or whatnot is a neural network-based kind of model, and so we'll go over neural network classifiers and sequence labeling with natural language processing. Then training neural NLP models with the max margin learning, embedding fine-tuning, and backpropagation. And then we will look into syntactic parsing with context-free grammars, dependency structures, and neural parsers. Then we will have the third module. So as we just like progress, we will get into the more interesting stuff. We are just like heading towards like, to gotta know more or less how those LLMs work in general. And so, or in particular, actually. And so we'll go over language modeling and sequential architectures with the simplest of language models, the n-grams, talking about problems with n-grams like sparsity problems, and then neural language models. And then we'll exemplify those with some neural network architectures, such as ANN, starting with ANN, caveats, RNN, caveats, and then LSTM group, caveats by LSTM, attention mechanisms, and so forth. So this is going to be what we will cover in lecture 10 with the sequence models. Then 4, we will go over alternative neural architectures, and we'll go over CNNs. And CNNs, for you might think that CNNs are built for vision, for images. Where is the use for them for natural language? And so indeed, there is some use for them in natural language for representation, cheap representation. So we'll talk about that with the phrase modeling and sentence classification, like sentence analysis. And then we will talk about advanced CNN structures, and then learning from subwords, like subword and character level learning for representation, particularly for translation. Then we'll have a midterm. And the midterm is going to cover everything up to the 26th. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but up to the 26th of February. And it's going to cover everything in Module 1 through Module 4. Then we are now talking about early March, first week of March, and which is like 50 days until we reach there. And so then we will have Module 5 with natural language generation and inference. This is like, the more interesting stuff, I would say, with natural language generation, summarization, dialogue systems, and reinforcement learning, then conversational QA, question answering, and story generation, then decoding strategies for language models, including how we generate the things that we really like to see out of our language models, including greedy, beam search, and sampling. And then that will wrap up the Module 5, which is, I think, the most important module that you want to pay attention to. Then comes kind of advanced topics in a way. We'll go over meaning discourse, semantic structures, and generalization with coreference resolution, semantic composition, and then unified and multitask learning. And unified and multitask learning kind of give us a leeway into LLMs, large language models, because you can think of large language models as more of a tool that can facilitate multiple tasks, like summarization, like generation, like labeling, like classification, and so forth. So that is in a way built on top of this idea of the unified multitask learning. And so then we will get into large language models with architectures and then reasoning, and then we will wrap up with ethics. And so for those who have taken the class with me last semester, the 5150, that is the computer security, you'll notice that AI and security have the same kind of concerns about the ethics. So they are in a way dual use technology. And so we will go over where AI actually can benefit from careful considerations. Okay, so this is going to be basically on ethics, bias, and responsible NLP with a dual use, social harm, and mitigations. It's a little bit more colorful than the ethical use in cybersecurity. Any questions about the contents? Okay, so for those who have taken the class with me last semester, remember this last semester. Oh, by the way, thank you for the evaluations. I got like one of the highest evaluations in the department. So not thanks, I'm like but the class was intense. As I was like kind of like updating this course material, I was like, oh no, this whole material that we're going to teach this semester is going to be like maybe 1/4 of the material we taught in last semester for that course. So it's quite intense. So this material is a little bit more spread out, more of the core concept. That is, a lot of things built on that core concept, but not as much as we had in the previous one. Okay, any questions? Okay, this is going to be fun. All right. So course assessment, I guess many of you are here for this. So it's going to be, for those who took the CAP 5150, this is going to be the same. We will have like 28% for project, 24% for assignments, 8% for attendance, 40% for exams, and then the bonus here and there. And to incentivize you, there is this syllabus quiz, and this is going to be a bonus, like 1.3% row. So it's going to be a bonus. So you do it. So attendance in the class is mandatory, and for those who are taking the virtual version of this class, I'll talk a little bit about the virtual course. So some of you reach out to me for a code to register in the virtual session, and I declined their request. And the reason is because you have to have a reason to take that V. That was not part of my teaching. My teaching assignment has been the P modality, and a few students who are nearing graduation have already accepted some job offers, went off campus, and they cannot really make it to the classroom. I don't want to alter the structure of the course this semester, so attendance is going to be mandated, and so I decided to open this session for them just because. And so if you are like, say for example, working on campus, you are on campus, just come to the classroom. So attendance of the in-class lecture for those in the P modality is going to be mandatory. Attendance for those who are in the V modality is going to be also mandatory, but it's going to be assessed through this checkpoint quiz. It's going to be open for a short window of time during the week. So each week you will have one assessment. 8 points are going to be assigned for the attendance, and in order to be able to achieve the full mark for the attendance, you have to attend 80% or more of the total number of lectures. No recording will be posted online beyond the 2 weeks from the lecture time. For those who are attending here, if you say, for example, miss one of the lectures, you still want to see what has taken place in the lecture. And so I'm going to post those for you 2 weeks after the lecture, for a 2 weeks period after the lecture. For those who are in the V modality, it's going to be kind of released for the period of the semester. Projects, assignments, and tests will be discussed only in class, and all works, including projects, will be done individually. So about individual work, so all assignments, quizzes, and exams in this course are to be done individually. Discussing with other students is fine. Just make sure that you're not copying from others. And I have to say that explicitly because I've had some very unfortunate kind of cases in the past where I had to just face them. It's not fun. Exam format, so all exams are going to be closed book and closed notes. You know, my way of conducting exams is that you will have the exam for the 70 minutes of the lecture, one of those lectures, and it's going to be something that is in a way similar to the assignments that you will have. You will have only one cheat sheet of 2 sides, cheat sheet that has to be handwritten. 1 second, and so all students, including those with special accommodations, need to make the in-person exam session, so plan accordingly. Yes, you had a question.
Yeah.
He's going to tell you a little bit more about it in a second.
Yeah, would you like me to do it right now?
No, not right now, at the end. So it's going to be like a random check mark, but he's going to have, like, you have to get out your phone. Can you talk about it?
Yeah, so I'm going to use a QR code. So you guys know UCF here.
Yeah.
So it is an application you need to download on your phone. I'm going to display the QR code, and then it will automatically give you a grade for attendance.
Okay. And so if you do not have your phone with you, or you want to install the application later on your phone, that's fine. Just shoot him an email that you attended, and then from next time we will do that. We will do that for everyone, but those who have it, just do it right away.
I was a bit confused. So you said you're going to release lecture recordings of the 2 weeks ahead or 2 weeks behind?
2 weeks after the lecture. So now I'm recording right now. You see it here, and then I'm gonna go out and just like release to everyone. So you will see.
So 2 weeks from now,
It's gonna be released immediately after the lecture for 2 weeks.
oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Paper exam?
It's a paper exam. Yeah. I know it's painful for me to grade a paper exam, but this has been like, you know, the best way to deal with ChatGPT and the likes. So, and I feel like we have to go back old school, right? So, you know, I think part of it, this class is a little bit interesting. So it's NLP, it's about teaching you about ChatGPT, and in your project, you will most likely use ChatGPT for a lot of things. And so, but at the same time, there are concepts that you have to kind of learn and be, you know, good at. And so we need to examine you to make sure that you are good at those concepts to get, like, you know, whatever grade that you deserve. And so that's the only way I've been able to do it. And by the way, so tell you something. It turns out that the in-person exam, the written exam, is a great motivation for students to do very well. Because based on my experience I taught last semester 3 sections, 1 in person, 1 video, and 1 whip. And the performance was the highest was like the in-person, second was the virtual, the V, and the least was the W, the whip base. So students gonna, you know, do better with this kind of enforcement. Other questions? All good? Okay. All right. So policies, late submission. This is the same policy that I have had for the last 11 years. So all assignments will be released on midnight 96. I'm lying, not 96. I already have the assignments in the system, and I need to just like click release the modules. So somewhere, like, you know, depending on how things go, somewhere, you know, after a couple of weeks, I'll release everything. So you have, like, you know, all the assignments, all the modules, all the material, whatnot. not the recording, of course, all the material beforehand. But the written policy is that midnight, 96 hours before they're due, and the assignments are going to be spread across the semester to balance the effort. You will see that in the next slide. And the late submission policy is that if you are late by 1 second to 24 hours, you are going to be graded 50% off, and anything beyond that is going to be 0. And everything is going to be handled electronically, so 1 second versus 24 hours will not make a big difference, as going to be marked as late. Use your own words. So there are plenty of resources out there, and we're not really telling you, we're not really teaching you anything that is, well, it's a creative in a way, but it is non-science, right? So there are a lot of resources out there that kind of teach the same thing. And so you will notice that a lot of the work that you will do is going to be based on effort. Just go attend the lecture, pay attention a little bit to that, and then you will be able to solve all the questions that you have easily. So use your own words. Do not copy slides, do not copy other resources, whatnot, because this is going to be flagged using the Turnitin system. And if you have a similarity greater than 30%, and this semester is going to be enforced. Johan is a security guy, so he's going to be using his kind of adversarial fit model type of mindset. And so greater than 30% is going to be given 0. 3 times you fail the course. Yes?
Given definition of something.
Yes. Yes.
And the assignment may have that definition.
Yes.
That definition may be all of us writing same
right.
thing.
Okay. So what is the likelihood that you will have the same utterance of words, like 10 words together? All the students in the classroom will have in the definition the utterance of the same 7 or 10 words. What is the likelihood? Very small. You might have like 2-3 words together. They could be common among all the students, but 10 words, it's not going to be common. And so the way that we do the similarity, we are not here to penalize you. We are here to enable you to succeed. So what we do is that we discard any sentence of 7 or less words similar among students. This is going to be accommodating for the definitions in a way. Okay. All right. Any questions? Okay, so this is not really a big thing. So the first assignment, half of the students have a great similarity because they do not know how to paraphrase. Yeah, half of the students. And then the TA just give them the benefit of the doubt and just leave them a note. And then the lecture after that, nobody has an issue. So this has been my experience. Okay. All right, so letter grades, this is the same thing that we had before. We will have the same letter grades, like A is going to be greater than 94, A minus 90, B plus is going to be 87, and so forth. And you need a B to be able to pass this course, I think. You still can have, in computer science, you still can have a B minus class to pass the course, but typically we rarely give anybody below B. And so this is outdated, 3.5, 3.7. Last semester, last offering of this course, it was 3.8, 3.87. So this is an easy course. And if you have taken my security course, this is a very easy, trivial course compared to that one. But that said, I'm open for surprises, and so I learn everything every day. A new thing every day, so we will be kind of willing to drop the lowest homework. We will have some bonuses, as we've mentioned earlier, drop some questions that all students have done poorly on by just kind of lifting the grades a little bit with small bonus, 2 or 3%, minor adjustments to the distribution of the grades, but this will be done moderately. Okay. Citations and drawings. This is a problem that happens when you have drawings, and we have drawings in this course. And so, okay, I have to kind of say this explicitly. Do not get a snapshot of anything online or my slides or anything that is out there and call it a work that you deliver for an assessment. It does not make sense, right? If I ask you to answer a question and provide a drawing, it's required part of the evaluation. Then you provide a drawing that is a result of your own effort, draw it, okay? And I have to say that explicitly because we had a huge back and forth in one of those semesters with a student kind of, where things are not really clear for them, what it means to kind of ask for drawing. Okay, so draw your own thing. You do not have to spend a lot of time on it. I know that you are busy. You have a lot of things to do. So there are two options that I give you here. If you have like a, styler on your pad, then just like draw it and just include it. Or maybe you can draw it on a piece of paper, take a photo with your camera, and then just like post it on your Word document, and then just like ship us the PDF. Okay, so drawing is very important. I'm gonna like deduct the full mark for not having the proper drawing, and I'll check them. Yes, go ahead.
So drawing, I assume you mean some sort of workflow or process.
Yes, exactly, like a pipeline. We will learn a few what we call them architectures, like RNN, CNN, and so forth. So it's like pipelines mostly. Yeah, and they are very simple, like really trivial. So
And your so your comment is it needs to be, you can reference other things.
it's gonna be something from the slides. You don't have to reference it even, but you have to demonstrate the effort. Yeah,
But you have to see us.
demoing the effort. Yeah, the effort. And in a way, this kind of like don't do this is just because then it becomes less of an issue if we have to, like, if you have like a large grade component on a report, like your final report, 15% of the grade, and then you're not producing your own figures. So the policy goes, across the assignments, your final project, and so forth. Okay, so it's like a blanket policy. So unless the answer is your own creative work, cite the sources. Do not cite my slides, and the citation is going to be okay if you have it a footnote, and better if you have it at the end of the document, at the end of the answer document. But at first, to demo efforts and understanding, but more importantly, to avoid this ding on the similarity score. Any questions? No, don't cite my slides. Just cite any other sources other than the course material. Anything you bring in from outside. No, I know what I put in my slides. So you will notice that, like, I actually teach from some papers, research paper. This is 6,000 level course, so you anticipate, like, some of the material that we teach are just like being made right now, being done right now. So I know the papers that I actually draw my work from, or my slides from, and so you don't have to cite them. And they are a handful.
The sources can just be a link. They don't have to be formatted.
Yeah, just link URL. Yeah.
Do you want us to be like at the bottom of the paper?
Like you did last semester, like end of the like the sheet, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use those. Yeah, just like the references portion. It does not have to be like something complicated. Just like the URLs. Yeah, or like C1, C2, C3. Okay. All right. AI tools, do not use them. Okay, we can just like move on. One thing is that you will use AI tools eventually, so that's why I will ask you for the proposal, for the milestone, for the final report. I'll ask you to put like AI statement. Remember that, guys? So the AI statements, like if you have used the AI and how you used it. In this course, I expect everyone to use AI, but in certain ways, not to write their results. Okay. Not to write the draft for them. Okay. All right. So we can move on. Request for accommodations. So all requests for special accommodations, except those related to attendance, have to go through SDS or SAS. Student Disability Services. It's like different service. SAS, not SDS. SAS. Okay. You need anything for that? So you just talk to me, tell me like I have like special accommodations request, and so I'll tell you like go file it with them. They will send me an email and I accommodate. Yes, and I'm like so typical request would be like some students cannot perform well under some noise, need some like distraction, limited environment, and so we give them that extended amount of time for the assignments. We give them that, and so forth. Discuss with me, and then go to SAS or SDS for that. Any questions? Assessment. So we have 24% for assignments, 40% for midterms, 28% for projects, 8% for attendance. And do you have any questions about this? So I've not changed this for like the last 10 years or so. So this seems to be like, the thing that kind of give you the right grade, right? The right grade. So it's like, spread the assessment over a large number of components, not as large as last semester, but the large number of components, and then everyone kind of have a chance to do well in the class. Okay. Yes, we'll talk about that in a second. Yes, so we have a whole component about that. So a grading policy is a graded components. We will have 6 assignments. Each of them, well, we have 8 assignments, but we'll have 6 required assignments, and those are the dates for them. So they're going to be spread every 2 weeks, every other week for the first part, and then every other week for the second part. And then there is some gap because of the spring break. Okay, and then we have something in the middle, like so March 2nd we have the first midterm, I believe. So on March 1st we have a bonus assignment. And you think that you want to do it because you are preparing for the midterm anyway, and so you're going to go over the material. Just do it. And I would invite everyone to do it. You do not know when it's going to be rainy, right? So you just like have it in case. 4%, it's a lot. So 4% is like the difference between an A minus, an A B, and A minus, and so forth. So it's the whole bracket. So it's worth it. Do it. Then all assignments will be questions covering concepts taught in the classroom. And so we have, for each assignment, we have 80 questions, 2 parts each, and specific, concrete. Okay, each of those assignments, written assignments, is going to be 80 questions based on 3 lectures, 2 parts each. Make sense? Okay, and it's going to be worth 40 points, like 4 points, 40 points, 4%. And so the distribution is going to be very easy. Go ahead. No, the guide for 40.
Bonus assignments, do you contribute to the overall assignments grade, or whatever is extra goes for
Overflow. So it goes like on top. Does it make sense?
that goes towards overall grade?
That's what I said. It's like overflow. So say, for example, you have a full mark in your assignments that are mandatory. It's going to be on top. So you'll get like a 24%, 28% for your assignments component out of 24%. So you have like 103% out of 100 to get the A. Some people did that. This guy here, the guy in the maroon, yeah, he got like 103 or something like that. So some students just like, you know, get. Yes. So you got, no, don't do anything to this guy. Just leave him alone. Yeah. So yes. He prevented us last time from giving a larger curve, but anyway, everybody ended up doing very well. Everybody ended up doing very well, and so it was not really a big issue. So that was, yeah. You have no, none. This is like a very fast-paced area, and so it's really useless to have like a book. So, for example, you can use like the Bengio and Ian whatever the deep learning book, but does not a good fellow, yeah. And so it does not really make a big difference. No. So the material is going to be self-contained. Okay, so for assignments, only PDF is allowed. So just like submit your PDF, and you'll not be able to upload anything but a PDF.
Wait, so just to be clear, so the assignments are mainly going to be like how last year each assignment was 6 parts. It would be like
No, 1 part, one part only. No true, false, no nothing. It's just like one written part.
And instead of typing it on web course direct, we're just going to type it on.
Type it in your own device. Yeah, just copy the questions and just leave it, and then just go answer the questions on your own sheet, and then put it in PDF and upload that.
Are we going to have any programming assignments?
No. So this is something that I'm going to talk about in a second. No assignment. You will have self-guided labs. I'll have 8 of them for each module, not the ethics, 7 of them. So for each module, you will have a self-guided lab. You do it by yourself on your own. I'll give you like, the instructions, how you should do it, like what dependencies you have to install, like, Google Colab, and then the appropriate packaging and whatnot, and what to do. and what to expect and what to think about. So I'm going to give you those, but they are not going to be graded. This is like a 6,000 level course, mostly like useful for PhD students. So I'm not going to like ask them for programming. No, you go learn programming on your own. But I have it for you. This is a new thing that I added this semester. It was not like in the previous offering of the class, based on the feedback I got from the students. So they wanted like more programming. But at the same time, I have some sociology students who come here to learn NLP. So I cannot like, uphold them to the same standards. Any questions? Other questions? All good? Okay. All right, so only PDF, submit that. The project. So this is the same thing that we had in other courses. So it's a large component of the grade. The project will be done individually. The topic has to be selected among one topic from the topics listed in the syllabus, but I also have them towards the end of this slide deck. And the graded components will be as follows. So detailed rubric will be provided. For those who took the course last semester, I'm going to copy the exact same rubric from there. It doesn't have every letter, so just to have it there. So we will have the proposal is going to be due on January 19th. It's coming very quickly. It's like a week from now. Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah, for a week from now, more or less. And it's going to be 3%, worth 3%. Project milestone is going to be 10%, and it's going to be due on 26th and February 26th. Project report is going to be 15%. It's going to be on April 16. Due on April 16. Do you have any questions about those? Any questions? Yes.
First question is about the proposal. So this is on the next Monday. So we may not have the concrete idea now, but we have some idea.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. So my students know me now, like the students who took the class with me now, know the answers for every question. It's like, oh, you can change. Right. We try to be as flexible as possible. Okay. So I'll talk about that in a second. And so, like, I feel like I have to make a quota for students. You can take only one class with me because you don't want to burn, burn the answers. Yes, you can, up to the milestone.
In the project,
We'll answer that question when we get to that because there is a component in the slides on that. Okay. So those are the components required. Let's see. Okay. So submission of the project elements. The elements means like the proposal, the milestone, and the final report. So the proposal has to be 1 page. Fill it. Like if you have a couple of lines missing, I'm going to deduct some points. I'm going to be the one who's going to grade this one. Fill it. Okay. I'm going to give you the template for that. I'm not going to count words. Just use the same template and fill the page.
So just like last semester, you can provide all the templates.
Yeah. The same template.
Okay.
The same templates. Yeah. So 1 page on the same template I'm going to provide you. It's going to be title of the project, why you chose this project, why do you want to do it, and what is the problem the project tries to address, what techniques you expect to use. You might not know what you are going to expect. So like, whatever that we have on the slide said, like, oh, I'm going to use, for example, LLMs, particular flavor of LLMs to do some classification of something. So you mentioned that. Expect here, like about expectations, not about the one that you'll actually use. And then what outcomes you expect to get as a result. This is for the proposal. For the milestone, it's going to be 2 page. And you can build on top of the proposal. So, well, you're going to be executing the same topic, right? But I mean, like, content-wise, you can build on top. So the problem is going to be the same problem. You don't have to have a problem statement different than the one that you had in the proposal. So you have problem statement, technique, initial results, and discussion. And then the final report is going to be 6 pages with unlimited pages for appendices and references. And the final report must include a concise abstract, clear introduction, concise problem statement, related work, technique, evaluation, discussion, and conclusion. And you'll have plenty of information down the road about how to write that. Somebody raise their hands somewhere, right? Yes, no? Okay. All right. Any questions about this? Any questions?
Yeah. So, can we choose any topic? So, how will you decide that our topic is very relevant? Can you discuss it with me?
No, don't discuss with me anything. I'll show you like the next slide what you need to work on. You don't have to. Because I did in the past, like, oh, you have to get approval from me. And then, I didn't understand, like, how much of an effort it needs you to dedicate to kind of talk to everyone and approve their projects. So I have 20 topics, and you can pick any of them. And you have to highlight in your submission which topic you chose, so I can align them. Okay, so all right, submission template, this template, but I'll give you some minimal example of that template. And so for those who do not know LETIC, it's very simple, very easy. I'll post on the on Canvas this is small kind of tutorial how to use it. You can use it online with Overleaf. Overleaf is paid for by the university, so you can use your email address, university email address, to kind of register for a professional grade account on Overleaf. Not that you need it because you're going to do the work individually, but it is very kind of useful for collaboration. Okay, answer your question. What kind of things you can do? So you can do benchmarking and evaluation. You can, for example, look into evaluating and compare LLM's performance across tasks like question answering, summarization, reasoning, using some standardized benchmarks. This is one possible topic. And you can see that like this is a topic, is not really a title for a project. So depending on like the kind of benchmark that you will use, depending on the type of LLMs that you will use, depending on the task that you will use for evaluation, you can get a different project, okay? Similarly, zero shot versus like looking into the kind of prompting techniques that you can use. So few shot versus zero shot prompting effectiveness is another one. Hallucination detection and measurement in LLMs, another one. Robustness evaluation under linguistic perturbation is another one. You can look into domain-specific language understanding. So this was about the broader group of those projects, is benchmarking and evaluation of NLP systems. So we have 5 groups of topics. Each has 4 topics. And so the first one is going to be benchmarking and evaluation. This is very important in the process of addressing NLP. Second one is domain-specific language understanding. So this could be for codes. Code is one good example of a special domain. So you can look into benchmarking code generation capabilities. You can look into automated code repair, semantic code understanding, and domain adaptation for technical and scientific text. This is called domain-specific language understanding. The third component, did I mess up this? Oh no, we are good. So the third component, the third type of topics is multi-model and cross-model NLP. This is a whole branch of NLP. So you can look into text-to-image generation and prompt control. You can look into multi-model reasoning with text and vision, natural language to structured representation conversion, and cross-model consistency and alignment analysis. The fourth topic is going to be, or group of topics, is going to be security. If you are going to take my security course, do not take this projects group because we have plenty of those in that other place. But you can look into prompt injection attacks. You can look into LLM-based anomaly detection, malware detection using language models, and reliability and uncertainty estimation in LLM outputs. And then finally, you can look into applications, actually. So measuring demographic bias. This is about like bias and whatnot. So applications of security or bias or ethics. So you can look into measuring demographic bias in large language models, bias propagation in multilingual NLP systems, ethical boundaries testing, and then trade-offs between fairness and performance in NLP models. Any questions? Yes.
I see most of the slides have LLMs and it's a LLP class, but are we
Oh,
able to use LLMs?
not necessarily LLM. So we'll talk about like, bias propagation in multilingual NLP systems does not have to be LLMs. Ethical boundaries testing and sensitive content generation. Generation does not have to be LLMs. The problem is, not the problem, this misconception or association of anything that is to do with generation to be LLMs is because LLMs are the surprisingly most interesting application of generators. But you can think about like things that we will learn about like BERT or whatnot. They're going to be generation models. You can have like RNN based language model. But yeah.
So I see most of these LLMs, ULMs are like they require GPUs and compute.
Yeah.
So what do you create on specific, like if someone scales on more LLM?
You set your own. No. So I understand what you're saying. So what he's saying is that, like, some of those kind of applications, some of those projects would require you to conduct some LLM-related task. And if you are to deploy your LLM on your device, you have to have like a GPU for that. And yeah, that's understandable. Even the smallest one of those you need like I don't know, a GPU with 24 gig of RAM or VRAM, and that is beyond what you have. And so the answer to this is no, you don't have to have it. One, even if you want to do like that with LLMs, you can do that with the API, right? So it does not have to be something that you deploy locally. API-based invocation. Okay.
But yeah, if you do like a bunch of benchmark, there's the cost comes to settle. Like, is it?
No. There's yeah. So you can scale your problem accordingly so that you don't have to pay anything. Okay. And the choice, like how many LLMs you have to choose. If you have to do something comparative, I like 3. Number 3 as minimum. 3. Okay. So for comparatives, yeah.
Will we get Newton access for this class?
No, you will not. Newton, it's like a GPU cluster that UCF has. No, you will not. So one, you can use just the API access. And so believe me, a lot of it. And two, if you have this kind of machine, right, you can still, with 24 gig only, you can still use Ollama to kind of deploy the smaller like sized systems with appropriate quantization. So you can do like, maybe 3 billion parameters models, and that is sufficient for this class. As the work is not really about demonstrating state-of-the-art results, but kind of familiarizing yourself with the tools that you have to use in order to be able to deploy those technologies. And for some people who are working in marketing, last year I had some students in marketing who had, like, by the way, one of the highest grades in the class. You don't have to kind of limit yourself to the like the computer sciencey type of application. Like, for example, when I say domain-specific language understanding, you can expand it a little bit, right? You can expand it a little bit, and so it does not really require like GPU-related stuff. Any questions? Okay. Any questions? All good? Exams. So we have the exams. Going to be 2 exams. We're going to have one exam on March 3rd. March 3rd is going to be Tuesday, so the bonus assignment is going to be on March 2nd. Okay. And material covering up to February 26th, up to assignment number 3. Actually, up to assignment number 3 given, but the material up to 26, which means assignment 4. Even if you do not do it, it's going to be required. Midterm 2 is going to be April 23rd, and so it's going to be material up to 21st, up to assignment number 6, actually up to assignment number 8, and it's going to be non-cumulative, meaning that you will be asked for anything that is stored between 26th to 21st, February 26th to April 21st. There is no medical exam except in extreme circumstances. No incomplete will be given in this class, and so take that into account. The exam will be closed book, closed notes. You're allowed one 2-sided cheat sheet. It must be handwritten, and it's going to be required for both the P and the V modality. And more about that will come later. Etiquette, just be polite, be nice, be respectful, avoid distractions, come in early, or not early, on time. Don't be argumentative. Yeah, do not be argumentative. If you have, something, just like, come here, ask for it, we'll give it to you, and sugar on top. Arrive on time to the classroom, and if you leave, do not, distract others. Just do that quietly, and adhere to the classroom policies. Okay, more policies. So classroom responsibility, non-discrimination policy, religious observances, sexual harassment policies, and special accommodation policies. We talked about the special accommodation policy, and this is here. But everything else we are honoring. So go familiarize yourself with them and see what are your rights, and come demand them.